Well, you might just be wondering, what in the actual fuck is going on here? Well, I'm going to tell you. Welcome to the grand finale of the Mateo project. Top secret. Not really. I've made it no secret. Anyway, this contraption here that I had to customize, take some pieces off and add some pieces on, is holding in this area right in here on the back side, inside, a brace similar to, I used to have one. Here it is. Yeah. Anyway, there's one of these similar to this, glued inside of there behind the bridge where it had a yoked right in the middle. I mean, if you watch the earlier videos, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's been on there for a few days, longer than it needed to be. So we're going to take that clamp off today. We're going to finish cleaning up the fret wire. Just give it a little polish and clean up the top a little bit. The mess that I made and the mess that was there already. And then we are going to put strings on like this, all 12 of them, and of course we're going to play some what do you call it, cribbage there in the bridge cribbage, and yeah, we're going to do this. I'm not going to bore you with putting the strings on, but I will tell you one thing, and that's that when I'm doing a 12 string, I stretch the strings one at a time as I put them on, so I can get to them, at least from this side. I start from the first string, and I go to the 12th, and I stretch them as I go. So that way they're easier to reach. I don't get confused on which ones are which, and we have a good old time instead of a bad old time. Anyway, let's get this thing on the tree, and we'll get started. See if my clamp job worked. Okay, first and foremost, we'll get this clamp off of here. And a custom clamp. I have to run this thing all the way down. And it's kind of tough to get the thing out of there. Turn it all the way around here, knock the shit out of the tuner, and pull it out. See, I had to drill a hole in it over here, put a block of wood on it so it would clear the bracing in here and hold that rib up in there, whatever you want to call it, rib, brace, whatever it is, that thingy-dingy. So now I'm going to reach in there, and that's just a block of wood, help protect the bridge. And so, reach up in there and see. Oh, that's in there pretty good, I'd say. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Got our bridge back in there. As far as the cleaning up of these units here, and previous videos of mine, I have used this process where I just use 2 pieces of tape to do the whole thing instead of taping the whole thing all off at once and wasting a bunch of tape. I'm almost out of tape, as you can see, but I've had that for 3 years. So anyway, now I need if you haven't done this yet, it's quadruple aught or 0 steel wool, and you just rub it across there. I'm not trying to get this stuff perfect. If I was trying to beautify the guitar, I'd probably replace the pins too here. But those will still work. In fact, I actually meant to get some, but I figure cost low for the owner. So another thing we have to do is we have to glue the nut back on. I'll aim the camera down this way. There we go, camera image. Yeah, it came off. It doesn't, what the hell was that? It doesn't necessarily look like the original one. I think the original one was probably thinner, but it works. I'm not going to clean anything off of it because it was set in the right place before, and it should be set in the right place. It kind of fits in there snug where it was glued. So we're just going to re-glue it, and hopefully it'll stay. But it doesn't matter much. The nuts doesn't do a whole bunch except for keep the strings in line. As we discussed before, we have a 0 fret here that handles the height of the strings that go across the rest of the fret wires. So we're going to leave it like it is. We're going to glue it on, and then we're going to just leave it. We're not going to mess with it anymore. And then when that glue is dry, we're going to use, I have some super glue, but I really want to test this stuff out. I think it'll work pretty good. Gorilla Glue is good in all forms. So we're going to use that. And it says that it's heavy duty and machine washable. All right, we're going to glue this nut back on because that's what we do because we're nuts. So I'm going to tape it off in its position here so that any glue that squeezes out of there will not get on the actual wood. So I'm going to apply a little bit here. And a little bit here. Just on the very edge. So it will actually squeeze up into that area. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. It literally is nothing. Okay. Right there is where it feels like it's locked into its previous spot. Down and carefully peel the tape off. So no glue slop there. So we're all good. This will dry overnight, and in the morning I'll fire the camera up again and we'll start putting strings on it. Like I said, I'm not going to take you through that whole process because that's boring. And but I'll do the first couple of strings. And yeah, we'll be good to go. Hello, it is morning time. See my sermonic there. That's to get my voice to the camera. Anyway, might notice something different about the neck, maybe. I don't know. Let me try a little zoomy here. Okay, yeah, that works. A little bit over this way. Just a little bit over this way. Yeah, like this. Okay, right here, 0 fret is gone. I took it out last night after I got the nut glued in there. It's rather, in my opinion, a little bit too thin. So I grabbed a new one, well, a used one. I took it out of this guitar right here. You can see that. And turn it around. And this neck is garbage when I took it out of there. So we're going to trim this down, get it in there, and then get back to the original plan. Cool? Good, because that's what we're going to do. Okay, we are ready for action. I got the fret, 0 fret, all trimmed up and ready to go. So we are going to put some glue in the hole and get on with this detour. Did not expect this to happen, but I noticed that it just was a little bit too low on the action at the nut. And remember, this nut, all it does is guide the strings in the right direction, and this is the business end. The strings don't ring off the nut, they ring off the 0 fret in this type of setup. So we will get a little tape on here. This is just like in the previous step, putting the nut on, just to keep the glue from getting all over the neck. And I'll add a little bit of blue. I gotta get me some more blue. Some more blue. Just a little bit of blue. Okay. So, yeah. Let's get the glue in there and then get the, I guess this will do it here. Get the blue and then the glue, and then we'll do the do. Where is the glue? I seem to have misplaced it. Wait a minute, did I just not? Yeah, I just see it hiding behind yesterday's coffee cup. So, just going to try to force glue down into there. Not a whole bunch. And then wipe it as clean as possible. Make sure I dry it up on my fingertip. Now, what did I do with that? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to pull the tape off because it's going to be underneath the fret after I tap it in there. I can clean up if any does squeeze out. But, okay, carefully place it. I gotta get this back underneath here where it's going to do some good. Carefully place it. Now, somewhere around here. And a little cheesy hammer. There it is. New 0 fret. Another thing I gotta do is this gizmo here. This is the cover for the truss rod adjusting area. And it is pretty much a potato chip that shows you how much heat this thing experienced in the storage unit. Probably in those things, even if it's like only 80 or 90 degrees out, it probably gets over 100 degrees inside. So there's typically no ventilation inside of them. Okay, our 0 fret is installed. I've shaved that down so it's not a skin scraper. And yeah, we're ready to go forward with strings. As I mentioned, we got these here. And I also mentioned I'm not going to bore you with the whole process. In fact, I'll probably just turn off the camera, put them on, get it tuned up and all that, and then we'll see how everything works. How's that? Alrighty then. We are Down to the last little deal. I straightened this out a little bit. Didn't get too crazy with it, but I put this little tab on here to go up underneath the nut there, kind of hold it in place, stamp it down a little bit. So we're going to install this, and then we are done. Everything is tuned up and ready to roll. Looks like that's going to hold it. So we're good there too. Yeah, we are fin. Let's give it a little test drive real quick. All right, so let's give it a little sound check, see if it sounds all right. It sounds pretty good. G action, E. So yeah, it's pretty easy to play. It's playable. That's the most important part. I think we're good to go. Anyway, that's it for this series, so we will get on with the next project when it comes along. So have yourself a good day and rock on.